with this storm, so that is why they have went ahead and issued a tornado warning. So as of 1:45, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles east of Mill Creek, or 11 miles west of Waynesboro, and this is moving at a pretty fast pace. They say that it is moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. That's a pretty brisk pace. So either that's a typo or it is moving that fast. I have a hard time believing it's moving northeast at 65 because usually when we see speeds like that, that would be in a hurricane where you have fast-moving rain bands. But the rotation is certainly there. It's out towards the west. Near Stringford. So let's put a rotation, a path cast on this. I got to fix this and get it up to a faster speed. It's definitely moving quickly. I think this is going to go just to the west of Waynesboro. So that's a little bit of good news. So I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what the time of arrival here is with these storms. So 1:24 for Whistler, West King at 1:32, Boyce by 1:34 in the morning, and Hiwanee by 11:35. So this storm moving off towards the northeast. Here's Waynesboro proper. The rotation again out over Stringford. It's going to go directly over Whistler. So Beat 4 Elementary is sitting right here in Whistler, and this is moving off towards the north and east. So Hiwanee, you're going to be in the path of this, and so is Whistler at the moment. So this is what we are currently experiencing here in South Mississippi. And again, this is the first warning that we have had in hours, really anywhere across the region. We've been noticing the line of thunderstorms has been very docile, with the exception of being noisy. We have not had any problems with it, but now we do. And meteorologist Hannah Hayes is here, so if you see anything in Weather Service chat, just let me know, and we're going to continue to monitor this. So quickly, what I want to do here is this. I want to show everybody else what's going on across South Mississippi. So I'm going to widen this out, and we're going to take a home view. So the only warning that we have tornado-wise is this storm in Wayne County. It's, again, right over Whistler, and this is moving northeast towards Hiwanee. And then the line of storms continues south towards Hattiesburg. Severe thunderstorm warning for Pearl River County, and that's moving off towards the east. Damaging winds is the main threat with that, and that was down towards Bogalusa. So Poplarville, you're into concern with that. But again, that's just wind. The tornado threat, the only thing that we're noticing tornado-wise, it is this right here. We're talking out towards Whistler. And this storm system is moving pretty quickly. So, but we can definitely see the rotation with it. The good news, there's no debris. I'm not seeing, the rotation is right here. This is a little bit of false return, so I'm not worried about that. But there is no debris returns with this storm. So good news there, but again, we are noticing that this storm is moving pretty quickly here. We'll go back to Pathcast, and as you'll notice, it's moving off towards the north and east. So again, areas over here towards Shibuda, Hiwanee, you're in the path of this storm. 11:28 for West King, 11:31 for Hiwanee, and Shibuda by 1:35 this morning. So this is going to be a very close call. And again, this is going to be close to Waynesboro, but we are not seeing it. This is going to go just to the north and east. So this is not going to move towards your area, but we can go to our sky cam. So this right here is going to be a live look from this system. Again, we're looking into the dark, so we're going to have to wait for some lightning to really see anything. And I'm not seeing anything at the moment in terms of anything. But it's hard to figure out what you're looking at and the clouds, the shape of the clouds, when you only get a split second to process it. So you can see a lot of lightning with this thunderstorm, but we're not seeing anything on the horizon that's closed. But this is panned to the northwest, so we are looking in that direction. But again, I'm not seeing anything in terms of rotation or a funnel cloud or anything like that. Let's hope it stays that way, But again, tornado warning remains in effect for Wayne County until 1:45. So here you can see it on the screen, 1:45. This is a radar indicated tornado. The rotation is now north of Whistler. So if you live right at 84 in Whistler or south of it, I'm going to give you the all clear. Even towards strength, you're fine if you live south of 84. But north of 84, it's heading right towards Hiawassee. So that's where that area of rotation is continuing to move off towards the north and towards the east. Now, meteorologist Hannah Hayes is looking at everything right now. Hannah, are you seeing anything new at the moment?
I'm not seeing anything new at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on some rotation across, there's a camera I'm supposed to look at, across some other portions of this squall line moving through, but I'm not really seeing anything to worry about at this moment. So I'm just going to keep an eye on everything and continue to watch this tornado warning storm in Waynesboro as well to see what we can figure out as this storm system is moving through.
Okay. So if you see anything, just let us know.
Yes.
And Hannah is watching everything very diligently, and so she's doing a great job out there tonight. So this is getting close to getting ready to cross the Chickasahee River. So the blue line here, that's the Chickasahee River, just to the west of Highway 45. And again, this is now in northern Wayne County. This tornado warning goes until 1:45. But I'm going to tell you, with the way this thing is moving, you know, I really was kind of hesitant to believe 65 miles an hour, but it's moving quickly. I think that's more on par. I really do. This is a fast-moving supercell moving again at 65 miles per hour. We're not seeing any signs of rotation. I mean, not rotation. We are seeing signs of rotation. We're not seeing any signs of debris. So that's some good news. We're not seeing signs of debris, but if I was in Hiawassee, I would still get to that safe spot, and that way you are safe. So what are we talking about in terms of the safe spot? Well, all right, we just got a new update in on that storm. So let me click on that and see. So it's still moving northeast at 65. It's the fifth in a storm capable of producing a tornado. Was located 6 miles south of Shibuya, or 7 miles northwest of Waynesboro, moving northeast at 65. All right, so this is still a radar indicated tornado with this storm, and it is heading towards Hiawassee and towards Shibuya. It's going to be a close call, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm looking to see now if there is anything new coming out here in terms of the Weather Service in Jackson would have control over there. All right, so it looks like we got a new. All right, so we now have a new tornado warning that has just been issued, Hannah, for Forest County. Do you have anything on that one just yet?
Let's see. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over McLaurin, or 7 miles south of Petal, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour.
All right, so this is going to be now a storm that is now just to the south and east of Hattiesburg. And again, what we're looking at is a new tornado warning that has just come out. The rotation with this is not terribly impressive to me at the moment, but in the atmosphere that we're currently in, sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry, and I think that's what the Weather Service is kind of doing. But I mean, there is a little bit of rotation. It's going to be embedded in this squall line, but again, moving from the southwest to the northeast is what we're looking at. So again, I'm going to flip over to the radar, and I'm going to load up the information with this storm. All right, so a tornado warning in effect for the city, just to the south of the city of Hattiesburg. This is going to be areas just to the south of town, and this is going to continue to move off towards the north and east. So this is going to be right over Dixie, and the storm is on top of Dixie now. Highway 49, here we are here. This blue line is Highway 98. So this is the Cloverleaf to the south. Of course, there's the gas station, the sheriff's office, the multi-purpose center, and guess what? The storm shelter, the county storm shelter right here. Here's where the area of rotation is. It's going to be very close, but Bobby Chain Airport is going to be very close with this as well. Here's the Leaf River, and this is moving off towards the south and east. As you can see, that blue squiggly line, here's the rotation that we're watching, and it's moving up towards the north and east. So basically, Elks Lake Road, Anderson Road, Lee Avenue, Ralston Road, and eventually the Bobby Chain Airport and the industrial park that is down there as well. And then this will eventually move into the Sunrise community of Petal, or just to the south and east of Petal. So here's the city of Petal, here's Sunrise, and this would include the city of Petal High School. So the actual downtown area of Petal and Evelyn Gandy Parkway businesses and all that are over here. But here's where Petal High School is. All right, so this is that little straightaway. You kind of go into a little bit more less developed area. There's the Petal High School, and then it continues off towards the east. So that is the area of Forest County that is now under that tornado warning. And I'm looking to see if the Weather Service has anything new. I don't see anything at the moment. Do you, Hannah?
Me either. No.
All right, so we're both watching this. Again, there is rotation here. It's not the cleanest area of rotation, but it is there, and it's getting ready to pass Bobby Chain Airport right here, and it is going to continue to move off towards the north and towards the east, and it is doing so here, and it is doing so at a speed. Let me click that on there because I remember the Wayne County storm, but this one, it is moving northeast at 55. So, I mean, it's moving at a pretty brisk pace. So let's go ahead and give you a little rundown of what we're tracking here. So at the moment, 131 Ralston, McCallum at 133. It'll then come into Batson by 135, Sunrise 137, Indian Springs 139, a little small community, but they just got a couple of years ago, they got the brand new fire department. That was the big story in Indian Springs, was getting their own fire department. Barrontown at 142, Macedonia 143, and Runnelstown at 145. So this is going to move off towards the north and east. We'll have to see what the Weather Service decides to do for Perry County, because this is currently a Jackson situation. The Weather Service in Jackson has Forest County, and then the Weather Service in Mobile has Perry County. We're going to keep a close eye on that. But speaking of the Weather Service in Mobile, let's go back off towards the north and towards the east. We're still seeing rotation, and the rotation with this storm is now in Hiwanee, and it is moving off towards the north and east. So Waynesboro, I want to show you this. Waynesboro, you are not under this warning. And basically, the rotation is just confined up here. And it looks like they're going to issue a new tornado warning for that storm that is coming out of Forest County for Perry. And it's going to be also including areas of Perry County and Wayne County, and that's going to go until 2 o'clock. So that is going to be a new tornado warning that is just coming out, and I'm clicking on that right now. So they are saying a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Macedonia, or 7 miles east of Petal, which is basically the cell that we were just tracking here, and this is moving off towards the north and east. So right now, Macedonia, it looks like, in fact, now it's probably over Runnelstown. So we're seeing that area of rotation, and this is the warning, I believe, that was coming out of the Dixie area. So this is now moving northeast. It's getting a little bit more developed here up towards the Runnelstown area. So I think we're seeing redevelopment here away from Dixie and over here towards Runnelstown. And this is going to continue to move off towards the north and east. Hannah, do you have anything new with this at the moment?
I don't at the moment, but I was watching this and I was about to mention something as soon as they issued that warning. So I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it because there's no other really areas of main concern. There's an area below Purvis that's got a little bit of rotation that I'm watching, but other than that, I'm not seeing anything new. Okay.
So what we're watching here, this is when it comes to embedded storms in a supercell, embedded rotation versus a supercell. It's different. It's literally night and day. A supercell, it's easy to see the rotation. It shows up great on velocity mode. It shows up great even on normal radar. But when we're looking at line embedded stuff, it's much harder to find some things. And sometimes the little smaller nuances mean a lot more. So you can definitely see there is rotation here. We got the winds moving towards the radar and the winds moving away from the radar down here. So that's what we're looking at the moment. And we are noticing that rotation currently as it moves off towards the north and east. And everything is continuing to move northeast at a brisk pace. It's moving northeast at about 55 miles per hour. I've asked in Weather Service chat if they are planning to do something with the storm, maybe for southern Jones County, but I have not heard anything yet. So as of right now, this will be moving. I mean, if it continues moving northeast, it will clip Jones County. Mulberry at 151, Hollis Creek by 154 this morning. So that's what we are looking at here. I'm going to zoom out now and turn off that. But that's the only area that I'm noticing in terms of anything that is maybe suspect in terms of rotation across South Mississippi. But again, that system that was in Wayne County now has moved into Clark County. And I think the Weather Service in Mobile has their hands busy at the moment with the other storms. So the good news that for Wayne County, at least, the rotation has now moved into Clark County. I don't see them issuing a tornado warning for Clark County, so I don't think the Weather Service in Jackson is concerned about this cell anymore. But this basically all clear because the rotation is now in Clark County. It is moving away from our area, but we're still seeing it down towards the south. And in fact, I'm noticing a little bit more. In fact, if you zoom out a little bit, you can actually see a little bit better nuances with the rotation. So you can see the wind coming towards the radar. You can also see the winds moving away from the radar. And this is where it is. This is the fun part about squall line tornadoes versus a supercell. Again, very easy to see a supercell, but with squall line, sometimes the more nuanced stuff speaks more than a big burly supercell would. So we're seeing the rotation sitting right here. And again, it's right over Runnelstown now. This is going to be clipping southern Jones County. Obviously, I'm not with the Weather Service in Jackson, but if I were, I would probably be issuing a tornado warning. But again, not my call, but that is what we are looking at. So that is what we are noticing currently as this storm moves off towards the north and towards the east. So we're currently monitoring this system. It's moving from the southwest to the northeast, and we'll get a little bit closer here now. I'm actually starting to notice a little bit more on maybe another area of rotation that could be developing off towards the north of this, but I want to zoom in tight. So the rotation now getting ready to cross over Westfield Road, and this is going to be getting over 15 pretty soon. If I were in Ovette, if you know somebody in Ovette, you're not under an official Weather Service warning. But this rotation to me is strong enough. And I believe that it's credible enough. If you know somebody in Ovette, call them, wake them up, tell them to get in the shelter, because there is rotation that's going to be moving quickly out of Runnelstown, and this is going to be heading towards Ovette. And this will eventually move back into Wayne County. So there's this one little area here in Jones County where we're just seeing a little bit of, this is jurisdictional boundaries. This is one office has control over the other one. That's why we have this weird shape here with this massive cutout. But that rotation is definitely going to move into
there it goes.
And there we go. So thankfully, the Weather Service in Jackson has issued that tornado warning, because that was making me a little nervous. But again, that's what we're looking at right now. So tornado warning now in effect for extreme southeastern Jones County until 2:15. Weather Service Doppler radar was definitely tracking severe weather with this storm, capable of producing a tornado located near Ovette or 8 miles northwest of Richton, moving northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So we're continuing to watch this line of thunderstorms as it rolls through the Pine Belt. And this is just some of the, this is just embedded supercells that we're noting here with some of these cells. So this cell has quickly moved from the south to the north. We're still seeing that rotation with it. Let's see, load it back up. And you can see, I think the rotation is getting a little bit healthier here, Hannah, right over Runnels, right over Ovette. So, right,
yes.
It's getting ready to cross Highway 15 here. So we're talking, it's right now over, it's about to move over 15. You got to remember, these scans are about a minute or two old. So if it's moving 55, it's on top of Ovette now. Lower Ovette Road, Tiger Creek Road, County Road 205, Upper Ovette Road. If you live on 15, Ovette and Southeast, you should be in your safe spot now. You shouldn't be walking, you should be running. This is definitely, in my opinion, it's almost tightening up a little bit, but I'm not seeing any signs of debris or anything like that. So that is some good news with that. Right. Are you seeing anything else coming out of Weather Service chat right now?
They have not mentioned anything about what you said, or they haven't answered anyone else's questions just yet.
Okay. And I'm looking to see in Mobile, have they seen anything? I have not seen anything as of right now. So we're currently tracking, again, just radar indicated rotation with this, but the rotation, I mean, it's certainly there in my opinion. It's definitely there. So we're still watching this at the moment, and it continues to move from the southwest to the northeast at a pretty brisk pace here. In some cases, moving about 40 to 50 miles per hour. But the rotation is definitely there, and it is something that should not be messed with here at the moment. But what we can do now is what we're going to do is I'm going to load up analyst radar here, and what you're going to notice here is we are seeing the rotation. So this right here is the wind shear that is currently located with this thunderstorm. You can see it sitting right here near the Ovette community. It's right here, and it is moving off towards the north and east. Now, it is not overly strong at the moment. You know, we have a three-colored scale, green, yellow, red, but it's definitely noticeable here at the moment. Now you're seeing some returns back here. This right here is most likely noise, so you notice it has some weird shapes to it. But this right here is definitely actual rotation, and so the rotation is now on top of Ovette and continuing to move off towards the north and towards the east. Not only that are we seeing that there, but we're also seeing, we've seen at times some areas that we've been monitoring as well over here into Wayne County, but that seems to have weakened a little bit. But the rotation is definitely looking a little bit stronger, I would say, from the Mobile radar site. I'm looking at it right here. It is crossing 15 now. The rotation is certainly there, and it appears we have a new warning coming out. Hannah, what is that going to be for?
I haven't gotten anything just yet.
All right, I think it's actually the...
Is it
the expiration of Wayne County? I think so.
I think so.
It has to be, because that's the only thing I can see.
Because nothing else updated.
Yeah. So,
okay.
All right, so they're just expiring that tornado warning that was earlier in effect in Wayne County, which started all of this here about 10, 15 minutes ago. But as we take a look right now, you can see the rotation is definitely here. It's right on top of the Ovette community. And again, this is moving northeast. So Hollis Creek, and look what's up the road. Let me move that out of the way. I can see it here, but it's in the banner. We're talking about Stringford. Stringford, you're going to be in the path of this storm pretty soon. So the Stringford community, you need to go ahead and get into your safe place. Same thing for Mulberry and Hollis Creek. These are all Wayne County communities. The rotation with this storm is on top of Ovette, and it is moving off towards the north and east. So that's what we're looking at here in terms of everything on radar. The rotation is certainly there. It is, it's probably about as tight as it's been so far. And again, this is not crazy rotation, but from 6 hours of the storms being very well behaved, this definitely speaks out to me more than anything. But as we take a look, rotation is right here. And again, this is in the Ovette community. If you look close enough, you can see the darker colors. It's kind of a backwards S shape right here. You can see it. And what that says in a squall line is that you do have a little bit of rotation, and that's something that we're monitoring right now. I'm looking to see that it's going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning, I believe, coming out. Hannah, what was that for? The Louisiana parishes?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is for, what is that coming through for?
See. So while you're pulling that up, just holler at me if anything else pops up. But
okay.
We're going to flip this back over to regular max mode right now. So we're going to go back to velocity, and we'll take a look at this. So as you can see, it's a messy kind of complex of a system here. It's not the cleanest rotation by any stretch of the imagination, but the rotation is there. It is credible, and it is moving off towards the north and towards the east. So the rotation right now just to the north and east of Ovette, and should this hold together, I'm going to only put this up to about Whistler. Should this hold together, we would be looking at Stringford by a 153 and Whistler by 201. And again, that's a hot mess of a radar image. So what we can do here, thankfully, it is nice when you can have the ability to turn things off. So here's where the rotation is. Here's Stringford. Here's Whistler. Here's what you need to know. This tornado warning has been allowed to expire. It's still showing up on our map, but it will disappear momentarily. Stringford, you are under the gun from this rotation that's leaving Ovette now and moving off towards the north and east. Whistler, the same thing as well. This is the rotation coming out of Jones County and moving off towards the north and towards the east. So definitely the area of rotation is there. That's where our biggest concern is at the moment. In fact, looking at everything on radar in terms of everything that's ongoing, the one thing that I'm noticing here as all these storms continue to move through the Pine Belt is that now that once they pass through the area, they're quieting down, but we've just seen a kind of a rapid flare up here with some of these thunderstorms moving into the Pine Belt. So we're starting to see things kind of ramp up and pick up here across the region. But that's what we're noticing here right now. And again, the only thing that we have officially in effect, you still see the warning for Hattiesburg. That is going to be coming down soon. That rotation has now cleared it. It's now up here near Ovette, and it's about to move into Waynesboro. But the Weather Service is busy. They are tracking things as everything moves off from the southwest to the northeast. So what you got scrolling across the screen is that line of severe weather continuing for that severe thunderstorm warning down towards Pearl River County. And Hannah, I'm going to toss it over to you for a second. Tell us what's happening now. What's anything new that's happening?
Sure. The last update that we seem to get from the National Weather Service is that they were continuing that warning in Forest County. But as you can see, some areas that were lined into that warning earlier, Dixie, the Camp Shelby area, you're out of that right now. So that has been cleared, and it's pushing off over towards more like Perry County and even that corner cutting into Jones County as well. So as we've been watching the rotation that has been headed into the Ovette area, that's really the strongest rotation that I'm seeing right now. There seems to be a little bit of a rotation towards Indian Springs, but I really think that's more of noise than anything. It would be right in this area, but they've still continued this tornado warning into Forest County towards the very top western corner of Perry County. And in the very bottom southeast corner of Jones County. So that's where that's headed right now, taking a wider look at things. Let me clear off the watches really quick because that looks kind of messy. We do have this line of tornado warned storms over through the Forest, Perry, Jones, and Wayne County lines. That's what we're watching right now, and I have not seen a new update saying that they're going to cancel or extend any warnings right now, so we're just going to keep an eye on things as they go throughout the Pine Belt this evening.
All right, so Hannah's keeping a close eye on everything with Weather Service chat. And again, we officially still do have a tornado warning for Forest County, but the storm has now moved into portions of Jones County. The Weather Service is busy right now, and so what we're seeing here is that the Weather Service, because they're busy, they're just being a little slow to cancel things. But right now, everything continues to move from the southwest to the northeast. And again, the way that we can help sometimes when we have a noisy night like this in terms of the radar's appearance, it's not the cleanest. We can go over to analyst Doppler, and that allows us to kind of get a better view of what's happening. So what I'm going to do now is put this into wind shear mode. And as you can see, that really helps things out. This is the area that we were watching. Notice how now it's losing that kind of a small ball signature. It is now fanning out. So what we're seeing now is that the rotation is broadening out as it moves off towards the north and east, but it is moving very close. It's going to be moving right over Stringford and Hollis Creek. In fact, it's most likely only about a mile or two away from Stringford as it moves off towards the northeast. We'll have to wait and see what the Weather Service decides to do with this in terms of Waynesboro. We are seeing maybe some small pockets of rotation off towards the south. There looks like there may be another small area over here just to the east of Dixie out towards Indian Springs. But again, we're not seeing any official warning with that from the Weather Service at the moment as this moves off towards the north and east. But I do see an update from the Weather Service. Let's see. Hang on. All right, so I don't see anything new at this time from what we were looking at. They were saying that the rotation was about 9 miles northeast of Petal, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. So that would be the one that we were just looking at up into portions of up here towards Stringford. So this rotation has been moving pretty quickly now off towards the north and towards the east. So the pocket of rotation that we're looking at is this right here. But again, this is starting to spread out now. And when you see this spread out, it means that we're seeing the rotation become wider and broader. And in terms of broader, if it's broad, it's just big. It's not tight. You need the tightness to create the really fast spin to get to the ground.